All right, what we're doing today is we're going to lay out our orchard that we're going to plant for this spring. It is the end of February, and as you can see behind me, there's hardly any snow left. So what we're doing, we're getting the mower out. We're going to mow all this taller grass down so we can lay out the lines where we're going to plant the trees for this year. So we're just kind of taking advantage of the warm weather. So one of the things that I want to mention here that we learned the hard way when we bought this property is how important it is to get a survey or have the survey done when you're looking to buy a property. We had closed on this property over a decade ago, but we were surprised to find out on the day of closing, after the bank had the check in hand for the sellers, that we didn't actually own the front about 150 feet that we have here. That was a little bit of a surprise on close. So technically we're landlocked from our property, but we have an easement. So if you are put in that circumstance, or maybe your neighbor has property that they're not using, so either way, how important it is to be a good neighbor. Like, they really could have been very mean to us, or made it a problem for us. So by being nice to them and working together, what we're doing here is using the neighbor's property where we have the easement for our driveway, and we're going to make something useful out of this section of land. So what we're going to do is plant about 20 trees in here. Well, actually, we're going to plant more than 20 trees, 20 fruit trees. We're also going to plant some black locust along the driveway. So it's really important to be a good neighbor and work together. I mean, it just makes this makes life easier. So what we're doing, we're going to mow this down real quick, and we're going to lay out our lines and show you what our plan is for this orchard for this year. All right, we got all the grass mowed. Well, mostly weeds and grass mowed. So what we're gonna do, see some of the tools that we have laid out. We just have some simple stakes, string for running our lines. I got the axe just because we can pound the stakes in with that. The rolling tape measure, regular tape measure, and some marking paint. So that's what we're gonna do. The way we're setting it up, since we're working with the neighbors' user property, the other thing I did forget to mention, we're setting this up so it looks nicer as you drive down the road. And obviously with the fruit trees that we're planting, they are going to bear fruit. So what I worked out with the neighbor was that, hey, I'm going to plant these on your side, if you give me the permission. But what we can also do is share the bounty of the harvest. So when it comes time to pick, or the fruit is ripe, I just told them, come over whenever you want, pick whatever you want. And that was kind of the deal. So it'll look nice for us. It'll use this empty spot. They previously did farm this, because we did let them farm the land that we were using last year for our pig. We're raising our pigs, where we have all fenced in. I did let them farm that part of the property, but after I put that in, it wasn't really worth to try to bring the equipment in here and plant what they normally plant around here. They all do organic crops, and I don't know how many acres or fractions of an acre this is, but it basically lays empty. So it's going to work out good for both of us. So what we're doing is now we're going to space out and figure out where we're going to plant our trees. And the other thing we're doing is planting a giant raspberry patch. The neighbor's wife really likes raspberries, so I'm going to plant a 4-foot wide, 100-foot long raspberry patch. So we're going to space that out, keeping in mind access is going to be a factor. So what we're doing, where we have these T-posts mark our property line, we're going to space off 15 feet so I'm able to go through with a tractor, just in case we ever need to get through here for any reason. I want plenty of space. So we're going to measure 15 foot over, put our raspberry patch, and then from there we're going to do our lines for our trees. We're going 25 feet between each tree in the rows, and each row is 12.5 feet apart, and then the trees are staggered in between there. So we're going to set up those 3 rows and our raspberry patch. So now we're just going to use a tape measure, pound in our stakes, run some lines, and then mark out the spacing that we have. All right, we're wrapping up today. You can see I have the last string line run, so this will be the 3rd row of the trees that we have. So I'm trying to set a visual frame of reference here. This is the last tree in the row, and then where that stake marks, there's a 25-foot gap. That'll be the first row, and where I have my set of gloves set out is the 2nd row. So it's 12.5 feet between the rows, and which makes the trees, we'll also do 25 foot apart, so they're staggered, so that gives them plenty enough room. But we also want to fill the space and make it look nice, and kind of put as many trees in here as we're comfortable with, to get a good utilization out of the land that we have here. So we're going to wrap up, pull the string line, and put the tools away for the day. So we'll catch you guys on the next video. Please like and subscribe if you like the videos that we're putting out so far. Thanks.